Hi friends, in the last chapter, that is chapter 1, we have got the structure from the ChatGPT. Now in this session, we are going to discuss about two kind of applications. One is login 1, okay, the other one is login 2 as per the as shown in the image, okay. So the purpose of login 1 and login 2. I'll explain what is login 1 and login 2. Let me explain that one. Login 1, okay. The login 1, this is application. So the URL is specified here, okay. The URL is specified here. So this URL has to be used to log in and the user credential will be given by the admin, okay. This application serves as a centralized platform for designing, creating, and executing and managing APIs in a streamlined and efficient manner. This is to build a simplified backend development by providing developers tools to define the data structure. Okay. Okay. So once you define the data structure, the API will be automatically created. That's a tool. That's a purpose of this tool. Okay. Fine. So this is about the login 1. And what about login 2? See, login 2 is a user specific. See, the login 1 is mostly a SaaS model. Okay, SaaS means software as service. So all the users will be using this particular URL, so that you will be using that one. Okay. But whereas login to will vary based upon the user cluster. Okay, user cluster here means a set of users, a set of user of a company or a firm, whatever may be. Okay. So this application is a user-specific utility platform designed to streamline essential backend and integration tasks. Okay, it's provide a tool to create the database. I mean MySQL database and its tables, and as well as API testing and generating secured token. All these things we will be discussing all these things in the upcoming videos. Okay, so that is about the login 1 and login 2. Okay, fine. So that we are going to discuss one after the other in the upcoming chapters. Okay, fine. Now we are going to discuss about the project table creation. So project table creation, project and table creation, both. I mean, we are going to create a project as well as a table creation. Okay. Obtain the table structure that we got it from ChatGPT. Okay. Retrieve the required database structure from ChatGPT or any approved documentation source. Okay. It can be some other source also possibly. Okay. All right. And create the project and table, log into the project tool using login. That's what they are saying. So in the login 1, URL is given, no? Using that one, we should log in, and your admin will provide the necessary credential. Okay. Using the project tool, create the project and define all the required tables based on the obtained structure. This is what we are going to do. And finally, once the all table structure is created, generate the project. Once the project setup is completed, use the generate project option in the project tool, and this will automatically create the generate the API endpoint. Okay. And to make it more clear, these APIs created are the latest technology called Node.js, and that we are going to discuss now. So we are going to we are going to log into the thing, this particular URL, and we are going to see. Okay, fine. So that I'm going to show you now. The specific URL is open. So based on that, we got that we are in the login page of the application, right? Now, as I said, the user will be giving the credential. So I'll be using that credential to login. Okay, fine. Whatever the user name and password given by the admin, that we will be using and login. Okay. Once I log in, I'll be seeing list of projects available. These are the list of already created projects. There are different projects available. So, for your kind information, the asset management, whatever the tables listed out has been already created using the platform. So I'll explain how it is been created and how to create a new table, new project. All those things will be discussed here. Okay. So, to make it more clear, I'll show you the existing one and I'll try to create the similar one so that you find the difference. I mean, you could follow up that one. So, the existing is something like this. So, what I did is I went to master's project and a project list. Okay. I opened the existing one. I mean, this asset. Okay. And the name of the initial, that is project mini name. I mean, we call this as initial and identify for the project. Okay, so that is NASST. Okay, so when I click on the edit, that particular project will be open. Under that project, you will find the different tables. Okay, let me show one table like asset type. Asset type, I mean, I'll compare with the existing columns also. Just a minute. So this is a list we took from the ChatGPT, right? So the same structure is been created here. That's what the purpose of the thing that we are seeing. Similarly, that is about the asset type. If you want to see the next one, either you can go back. So if you come down, you can go back and let us take one more asset status. So all tables are created. Now we are going to see how to create these tables and project, all those things we'll be discussing. So to create the project and table, again, I need to go to masters project list. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the new project. Okay. What happened? The same name is given. NASST. Okay. NASST. Okay. Set management. Okay. Project folder is something like you can give same NASST. Okay. Let us save. So what it say duplicate entry. So it is already it's saying the NASST already exists. Okay. So you cannot do that one. So what you need to do, you have to need to refresh and create one more. Uh, GASS. Okay. Let me check. Just that. Asset. Okay. JSS. Okay, let me check. Okay, the project main added. That means, okay, this name is, there is no duplication, so it is added. Okay. So whatever you create, asset management tool is available here. Now you can edit that one. So the tool is open. I mean, that project initial is open. Now you need to create the new table. So when you click on the new table, the table is opened. Now specify the So as we click on the new table, we are just end up with creating the, I mean, space work to create the new table, right? Here I need to specify the table name, all those information has to be given. Okay, fine. So the table name, as specified table name is given here, asset types. Generally what we do, though asset types is already there, but in general, while specifying the table name, we'll be adding the asset type also. Why? Because see, you create different tables. Tomorrow you create the tables for one more project, and that will also have the table called asset types. So what will happen? Different project should not have the same table. If the table is same for specific purpose, then that is fine. Uh, so what we'll do is we will specify the initial also before. So as per the current thing, J asset, that's what we specified, correct? J asset would be the initial and followed by asset types. Then description. A description, you can give asset type, followed by J asset. See, what is object name? Object name is very important. So object name, what it does is it creates a specific column or a specific space for the whole project. So that is important of the object name. So object name, you cannot have alpha, it should be only alphanumeric, no special character or space are permitted. If I give a space and type like asset type, it will generate error. So it is only alphanumeric. Okay. So say asset type like that. Instead of underscore, we can use uppercase, lowercase. But whereas in the table name, you cannot use uppercase. It is not advisable to use uppercase. Of course, it might permit, but in general, uppercase is not advised for different reason. And as per the object name is concerned, uppercase is permitted. Okay, that's a difference between these two things. Then finally, you need to select the table type. Initially, it is single table. So what is about the one-to-many, that we will discuss in the later stage. Of course, in the upcoming video, you will be able to see that one. Okay. So that is about the table type. Okay. Then we will come to the column to be created. So what column to be created? So column is ID. ID is a column. There are two columns as per the asset type is concerned, ID and type name. Okay. So ID, I'll select ID. Just ID, that is integer. You can have list of data type. So whatever the data type specified, that the same data type is available here. Like varchar, int, all those things are specified. Okay. So int and description alone need to be filled. So ID. And it need to be primary key. Why primary key? It is auto-generated. That's what specified in the list also. The list, see, it's a primary key auto increment. So by default, if we select primary key, it would be auto increment only. So that is automatically understandable. So if we select primary key, it will be like that. Fine. So then now, of course, you need to specify the length also. Length is 10. So why 10? So what happened is, generally now we should be able to understand what is the length here. What is, see, now we will decide how many asset types will be there, like laptop, PC, based on the requirement. Roughly some 20 asset types. Then the length should be like 3 or 2. 2 means 99 asset types can be created, right? So that is about we need to decide about the length of the column. See, it is based, the length of the column is 100% based on the requirement only. If suppose there are going to be, 300, 400 asset types, then obviously you need to go for 3 or 4 or better 5. Okay. So in this case, generally the asset type would be in like 2-digit number only, but better we will decide 3-digit. Okay. So that we can create like 999. 999 asset type can be created. Okay, fine. Then plus, then what name? Asset type. So sorry, type name. Type name is the column. So type name, what is this? Varchar. How much length? 100. Okay. 100. Okay. So again, type name. That's it. So the table is created. The necessary information has been given. Right. So what are the necessary information? Column name, data type, length if it is permitted, and a description, then primary key. Okay, fine. Now, see what about this one? J asset add, J asset update, and delete, all those things are there. Okay, what is this one? See, the J asset add, update, delete, or the subject related to the this particular table where you can add, update, and delete. See, any operation, let us assume this is asset type. So what is the purpose you created this asset type? I need to add different asset types like laptop, PCs, any kind of asset. It can be AC. Okay. There are different electronic items are there which need to be comes into asset, and you need to comes into maintain. Lot of things are there. Your inverters, all those things. Not only electronic item, it can even your bureaus and tables all comes under the asset. Okay, fine. So all those things we need to specify. So to specify that, you have three operation possible. One is add. Okay. Either you can add a new asset, right? And update the asset. I want to change the name of the asset. I have specified like PCs. Instead of that, I want to make it as personal computers. In detail, I need to change. Okay. Or I delete that particular asset is not at all required for me. It doesn't suit my business. It doesn't comes under my category. Then you can delete that one. So these are the three major possibilities wherein your table encounters. So that all these three operation is a primary operation. Apart from that, you can have multiple operation. That is different issue. And how to create that one, that will be part of the upcoming videos. Okay. So that's about now. I'm going to save this one. Okay, project table added. Now, under the J asset, okay, J asset, you could see one table added. Okay, fine. Now, similarly, we'll add one more table. Let us take one more little complex table. I think that would be asset. Rather than simple, we'll take a little a better one. I'll take this one, assets. Okay, assets I'm going to add as a new table. So what would be the J set because that is initial and followed by the table name assets. Okay, what is the description? Assets. And what is the object name? JSSET assets. Okay, that's the object name. Okay, fine. And as a type is single type, single table. Fine. Now column name. What is the column name? So asset ID. The first one is asset ID. Okay, a big int. So what is the difference between the big int and int? Okay, so that will come into. See, what is big int means you can go like up to lengthy numbers. Generally, the big int, okay, that is what we are discussing. The big int, the capacity of the big int is this is what we are shown in the image. Okay, so this much big character if it is signed, and this much big character, numeric. Sorry, numeric if it is unsigned. Okay. Just for revision, we won't be using this much big. Might be. We do not know. See, when the concern is little big, you might cross this also. Okay, that time we will see what need to be done. But this is the capacity of the big integer, right? So that's what we are using here. So there could be many number of assets possible. That's what we should not limit to the only 10 or 10 digit number. So we should be able to see generally integer is 9 to 10 digit number. But whereas the big it is more than, it is more than 20 digit number. Okay, fine. So that's about the big integer. Then as it is, we need to click on the primary key, then plus the next column is asset code. So asset code is what, sir? Okay, what, sir? Then 50 characters. Okay, here big indians also we need to specify like we'll say 15 digits. Sorry, 15, 1 5. Okay. Okay, fine. Now then asset code, then what else? Asset name, just copy paste. Okay. Varchar, that is 250. Okay. Now you need to specify the description or else the error, it will generate error. So that is must asset ID. Here is it asset code. Then comes asset name. Okay. Like that, you need to specify all the columns. Then asset type ID, that is integer plus. Even you can clip 2 or 3 plus also together. Asset type ID, integer, say 5. Okay. Your asset type ID here specify the previous table, asset type, correct? So there are also 5, here also 5 specified. Okay. Asset type ID. So what you mean by this is this particular column. Let me expand this one so that you will see fully. Asset type ID here denotes what? Let us assume I am going to create a asset code for a laptop. Okay. Then I'll asset code will be some numeric and asset name would be Dell laptop or HP laptop, whatever may be, with 5560 some numbers or model number, what. Followed by asset type ID. Asset type ID here stands for laptop. Then you might be add a PC. Likewise, you will be adding a particular asset under what type? That is what the asset type. So here asset type would act as an integer. You may question now how to select this integer here. All those things will be coming across in the Excel part. That will be using it. Generally now it would be a little puzzled, but just follow this one. By the end of the session, you will clearly understand, okay, this is the purpose we are doing it, right? Okay. Then what else? I mean, as a type ID completed, brand ID. Similarly, brand ID, model ID, all those things are separate tables. So you could see that, like here it is, model, brand, and all separate tables. So each one will have, for example, laptop. There could be a brand would be HP, Lenovo, or different things are there, no? So that all those things can be selected. Okay. So that is the purpose. So I'm making it more clear, understandable that this is a requirement. And so based on the requirement, you are creating the structure. That's what we are doing, right? So that you should be very clear. Okay. So brand ID. So what is brand ID? Again, integer. 5. But brand table are not yet created. That's okay. So I'll create this and I'll create the other one. Okay. Once you select the asset type ID and the brand ID, now I need to take this one. Why? See, index is very important. What happens? Tomorrow I want to list all the laptops. Okay, irrespective of the brand. It can be any brand. I mean, let it be Dell or HP, whatever may be. Okay. If I need to list out all the asset type, I mean, all the laptops, then I need to search based on the asset type ID. Okay. So while optimization, this option, this index option is, we call it as database optimization. This will improve the search option so that when you tick on this, the probability of pulling the data from the database will be much faster. Okay, so the search option will be easier and very effective. That's the purpose of the index. Okay, similarly, brand ID or model ID. What are the IDs? Preferably, we are referring this particular table to some other table. This is, we call it as the asset type ID, we call it as foreign key. Why foreign key? It is referring to another table. Whereas this is primary key, correct? Asset ID is primary key and asset type ID we call it as foreign key. What is foreign key? It is reference of a one more table for a specific purpose. So specific purpose is what? Asset type. Asset type is the specific purpose. Okay. So that is what we are doing here. Okay. So brand ID, then model ID. Let us come with model ID. So integer 5 model ID. Okay. And again index, because this is again searchable. I need to identify, I need to search a particular model is available or not. Okay. Again, it is all based on the requirement. So if you find that model, I'm not going to search anything on the model. It's just an information. Like it is, I'm not going to have a model as a identity for searching purpose. Then you can remove this one. Not a big deal. Again, it is purely depend on the requirement. If you whether you are going to have the probability of searching based on the model is there going to be under your requirement list, then you tick it. If not, because if you are not going to search it and still you are going to have the index, that means you are wasting the resource. So resource management is very important because whatever required that we should use. Unnecessarily ticking all things, that means it is going to occupy the more the memory and your resource will be wasted for no purpose. So we should be very clear whether a particular index is required or not. But tentatively, see, if I'm going to use 50 percentage, that means 100% you have to tick. So for 50 percentage, I should not use tick. That means that is not the purpose. Even 1 percentage is required, you tick it. No, nothing wrong. If it is 0 percentage, then you need to think whether to tick or not. Okay, fine. That is how we need to take a call. Then purchase date. Purchase date. Okay. Date. Okay. Fine. So date you cannot make alter. Date is you cannot make changes with the date. So no decimal or no column length is required. It is predefined. So purchase date. Okay. And of course, purchase date, you need to tick it because based on the date, you might be searching for on what date this particular asset is been purchased, or list all the purchase, asset between these dates, purchased between these dates. So all this permutation combination of report is required. Okay. In the MIS report, you will end up with lot of reports. All those reports you can easily develop when the proper index is specified. Okay, that is important. Then purchase cost. Purchase cost is a decimal. That is numeric. Here decimal means numeric. So let us assume 10 comma 2. 2 stands for the paisa. Of course, nowadays paisa is not in practice, but even then, if it comes, then that time you cannot change the structure. So better give paisa. 10 comma 2. Okay, that's it. If you find 10 is when 10 comma 2 means how it looks like, it means 7 digits, 1 is for decimal and 2 is for decimal, the after decimal values. Okay. So that means 10 is divided into the integer part and decimal part, including the period. So now you need to decide. It is not 10 digits and 2 decimal. No, it is altogether 10. The 10 is divided among the decimal and the integer part. Now you need to decide whether I need to have 12 or 14, whatever may be. Okay. Based on the requirement. Again, it is based on the requirement. Whether you need to have index for this cost. Generally, cost won't be indexed because there would be a lot of variation in the cost. So, indexing doesn't make any purpose. So here, we should make a very smart decision whether index, now you may ask a question. So similarly for costing, similarly for asset name, we might be searching for asset name also. Why not? Why index is not used? Okay. Asset name searching would be little challenge. Why I'll say? Let us assume Dell laptop. 5560 model. Okay. This is one model. Now, I want to search for Dell laptop 5560. Okay. There are different possibilities, possibility of typing. Dell laptop, D capital, E is small, and L, all the things are followed by D would be small. This is one. Or you can in the other way, you can type all the things in caps. And there is no space between Dell and the laptop. Okay. So laptop also you can put LAAP, a different permutation combination type. So now searching for Dell laptop would end up with vain, because if you type caps Dell, only the caps Dell will come. What about the small types we have typed? So it won't come. So searching for a name based on the name will be little challenge. Of course, you can use upper string, lowercase conditions and all. That is different issue. That we will explain you how to search even if it is a case difference is there. That is different issue. But whether it is advisable to index because you are using the resource, the using of resource will not be fruitful when it is going to be name like things. Okay, so that's what for the asset name, index using the resource for index doesn't make any purpose. So we will avoid that one so that we are safeguarding the resource, nothing else. Even if you click, nothing will happen. It will occupy few more memories and it is going to take up some memory part which is not going to be used at all. So that is why we avoid putting the asset name. Okay, fine. So like purchase date essential because you might be required a MIS report list of asset purchased between these dates. So possible, correct. So for that purpose, you need to have purchase date. Okay. Then purchase cost. Okay. Whether purchase cost required index. So that is not possible because there would be huge variation in the cost. So all those things cannot be considered. So it is better to avoid index for the purchase cost. Okay. Okay. So that is done. Go to the next column. So next column is vendor ID. Again, vendor ID is another child table which is going to be referred. It's a foreign table which is going to be referred by this asset table. Okay. Integer and vendor can be more. So that you need to think whether you can, instead of 5 you can go for 10. Okay. That is about the vendor ID. Okay. And this need to be indexed. Okay, next is status ID. Status again, 3 should be okay. And there is not going to be that much status. Need index is required. Because based on the status, we can list out. See here, status stands for whether the product is available, it is been given to to someone else, or it is damaged. There are different possibility of status. Okay, location ID. The next one is location ID. Location can be also more. So let me put 5. Okay. Then assign to. Assign to is to whom it is been assigned. Okay. So it need to be a big int. So assigned to is very important. Like to whom it is being assigned to. Like for example, the laptop is given to Mr. X or Y. So you need to specify the name of this person. So it is will be a draw. I mean, you would be able to select that name. So it is a foreign, again a foreign table referred here. It's a foreign ID. The table is outside and referred here. Okay. So begin means I need to specify like a different column size. Let it be 15. This need to be indexed. Why? Because for example, I need to search for an employee who has some asset or not. So that would help us whether I mean, he's having any asset with him. So that way. And location ID also required because in a specific location, what are the assets available? Okay. So all these things are important. Then, okay. What else the other columns available? A remark. Remarks is a, okay. It's a text. Okay. So how to bring about text here? Okay. So let me add one more column. Remark. It is a varchar. Okay, when the varchar is more than 500, okay, see, up to 500, it is okay. It is going to be varchar. But text can be any limit. That when you say text, that means it can be even in pages. Okay, you cannot restrict to any particular range of characters. So it can be any number of characters. So in that case, if you specify anything more than 500, like say for example 501, if you specify 501, automatically it becomes a text. Okay, so that we will be seeing once you create the table, you would be able to see that one. Okay, even anything after, see even 550, it would be text. If it is going to be 499, okay, for example, 499, that means it is going to be varchar only. It is going to be var character only. Okay. So now here we need to text so that we will change to 5, say 510 or anything. Okay. Remarks. Fine. The table creation is completed. Now, here again index is not going to use us because anything can be there in the remark and searching for the with a specific name is not possible. But still search of remarks is possible. Only thing the database optimization doesn't happen. That's it. The performance of the database will be little slow when you search for a remark. That's the only difference. It is not that you cannot search only. I mean, it doesn't say you cannot search remark. No, that is not the condition here. You can do that one. But only thing, the probability, I mean, the optimization, the database optimization or the search operation will be little slow comparing to the other indexed columns. See, when you search for location ID, it will be much faster comparing to the remark. That's the only difference. So the optimization doesn't happen. Okay. So if you say that if I click on the index, well, the optimization will happen, still it will not happen. Why? Because the search string what you are giving will not be suitable for all the permutation combination. So already we have discussed this one. So that is not possible. So better to avoid such things for that one. Okay. Now I'll come to the other option called option. Okay. What is optional? Whether a particular column is compulsory. If not, you can give an optional option here. The very first need to be optional is remark. See, certain asset need not require any remarks at all. It can be plain empty. That time you can leave the remark as empty one. That time your system should not permit, I mean, generate a error remark is empty. Because remark basically it doesn't require means it has to be empty. Now, this again purely defines the your requirement. Now, whether assigned to is going to be uh, compulsory. Obviously not compulsory. Why? Because while creating the asset, it cannot be assigned to anyone. Correct. See, once the asset is created, then you will be assigning to someone else. While assigning, I mean, while creating the asset itself, how can you say that it is already assigned to a person? Not possible. No. You are purchasing it, you are putting into the stock. That means the asset is new. At that time, you cannot say it is assigned to X or Y. So, assigned to cannot be filled during adding the asset. Maybe in the future term, it can be used. Okay. Might be the other options. Even asset ID, you cannot specify during the uh, purchase. Okay. That time also, you asset, it will take some time for the asset ID. Okay, fine. So all those things are taken. So all these things are completed now. I'll click on the, so the add, update and delete is completed. All this is auto generated. Based on the object name, it is been created. Okay. So object name, you could say JSet assets, right? So it is here. So that is what he created here. Okay, fine. Now click on the save. That means your API creation is, this particular table creation is completed. Okay. So project table added. Fine. Fine. So this is about the creating the tables. Likewise, you can create all the tables. So I have shown two tables. Okay. Similarly, you can create all the tables. Now we will go back to this already created project and we will see what next to be done. See, this is whatever JSAT is a sample. How to create table I have shown you. Okay. But all the other operation I'll go ahead with this one because it is already pre-created. Okay. Okay. So that is about the N asset. Okay. So in the N asset, all the defined tables are already there. We can directly go into the next level. Okay. That is the purpose of. Okay. Now I am going to see how to create the tables. So up to this one is ready. Now we need to generate the project. So how to generate? So N asset is here. I need to click on the generate here. Okay. Fine. So when I click on the generate, the project created. Now only the required API is created. Okay. Project created. And if you make few changes, for example, I need to make few changes in the column. For example, I go to the asset, okay, or employee, whatever maybe. Let us take asset only because that we have already discussed. That would be easy for you to understand. Now, instead of 255 characters, okay, I need to have 300 characters. Okay, the 255 will not be sufficient for me. Let us assume a small change is required. Or I need to add a new column. I need to add a new fresh column is need to be added. That time you can click on the plus, add a new column also. So whatever change possible, you can do that one. Okay. And after finishing that, you need to save because the changes has to be updated. So the project table, now it says project table updated. That means it is updated, not added. It is updated. Okay, fine. So that changes has been completed. Now, if you need to have that 300 character into implementation, that what you need to do is you need to again generate it. See, whatever the changes you need to implement, okay, that means whatever the change, once change is made, you need to generate for sure. Okay. So all this is completed. Now, just a minute. Okay. So up to this is completed, creating now the next part would be creating the tables in the MySQL that we'll be seeing in the upcoming videos. Okay.